end up here? Let's rewind in time, shall we?
In the pre-colonial era, the Philippines was a patchwork of barangays, each governed by a latu. The economic structure was communal, centered around subsistence, agriculture, and barter trade. Decisions were made with collectively customary laws, often unwritten, that will govern various aspects of daily life. This period laid the foundation of community-centric governance that will persist despite the seismic changes brought by colonization.
The arrival of the Spanish marked a shift towards centralized governance with encomiendas and alcaldes mayores. The encomenda system disrupted local economies, leading to exploitation and abuse. Cultural and religious changes were profound, with Christianity becoming integral to daily life. The cabildo system introduced local councils, fundamentally altering the dynamics of local leadership.
American colonial rule brought about democratic reforms and educational advancements. The Municipal Code of 1901 introduced elected officials, fostering a sense of local representation, and infrastructure development including roads and bridges aimed to modernize the archipelago and connected regions. The Japanese occupation disrupted local governance structures, replacing local officials with Japanese appointees, and the resistance movements at the local level played a significant role in challenging the occupators, showcasing the resilience of local communities. Post-independence economic policies focused on industrialization and agricultural development. Local governments played an increasing role in economic planning and development projects, with the Local Autonomy Act of 1959 aimed to decentralize powers, allowing local governments more control over their resources. The People Power Revolution of 1986 restored democracy and renewed the focus on decentralization. The Marcos regime's centralization through the Integrated Reorganization Plan or IRP were challenged. The Local Government Code of 1991 was a watershed moment, devolving the powers to local units and establishing legislative bodies at the municipal, city, and provincial levels.
Brought about by the 1991 Local Government Code, the passage of the Local Government Code of 1991 marked a monumental shift in the Philippine governance landscape, ushering in a new era of decentralization, empowerment, and local autonomy. We will delve into the intricacies of the local government system and the transformative changes brought about by the 1991 Local Government Code, exploring its key provisions and enduring impact on the nation's political and administrative structures. Now, prior to the 1991, the Philippine local government system was characterized by a somewhat centralized structure, limiting the autonomy of local units. The need for more responsive governance, coupled with the desire to address regional disparities, prompted the crafting and enactment of the Local Government Code. The Government Code, the devolution of powers, the code introduced a comprehensive devolution of powers, transferring specific responsibilities from the national government to the local government. Now, local executives gain authority over essential services such as health, education, and social services. Now, let's proceed to the establishment of legislative bodies. The code established sanggunians at the municipal, city, and provincial levels, providing local governments with legislative bodies. This allowed for more representative decision-making processes, bringing governance closer to the people. So, the code institutionalized the regular election of local executives, allowing for direct participation of citizens in choosing their leaders. This democratic practice strengthened the legitimacy of local governments. The code also empowered local executives with decision-making authority, enabling them to address the unique needs and challenges of their communities. Local leaders gained the flexibility to tailor policies and programs to local context. Now, enhanced service delivery. With devolved powers and fiscal autonomy, LGUs could more effectively plan and implement local projects, resulting in improved service delivery. Basic services such as healthcare and education become more accessible and responsive to community needs. Now, the establishment of sanggunians and barangay development councils encouraged active community participation in the local governance. Public consultations and grassroots initiatives become integral components of decision-making processes. With economic development at the local level, the code supported economic development at the local level by providing LGUs the authority to engage in economic ventures. With local governments now could initiate projects that directly contributed to the economic growth of their communities. Now, the creation of the Barangay Development Council. The code recognized the significance of grassroots development through the establishment of barangay development councils. These councils become instrumental in participatory government and local planning. However, ongoing reforms are necessary to address evolving challenges and further enhance the effectiveness of local governance. Considerations for future amendments should be informed by the changing needs of local communities. The 1991 Local Government Code stands as a cornerstone for Philippine governance, fostering decentralization, empowering local leaders, and enhancing community participation. Its transformative impact manifested in improved service delivery, economic development, and strengthened local institutions, demonstrating the enduring significance of empowering communities. As the nation moves forward, the code remains as a guiding framework, shaping the trajectory of Philippine local governance toward increased autonomy, responsiveness, and sustainable development. Decentralization, a globally embraced governance strategy, involves redistributing authority and responsibilities central to local levels. We will explore its forms: deconcentration, devolution, delegation, debureaucratization, and privatization, and their intrinsic connection with democratization. The core objective is to empower local entities, bridging the governance gap. Deconcentration enhances administrative efficiency, devolution fosters local autonomy, and delegation encourages a participatory governance model. Debureaucratization streamlines processes for responsiveness, while privatization introduces market-oriented elements. Together, these forms contribute to transparency, responsiveness, and accountability, aligning decentralization with the principles of a thriving democracy. Wait, before we go back to the future, have you learned something? I assume you did. Now, let's go back.
Now I know